Wow.
Yeah, it was really
That's cool.
that. Like my high school was basically just like Archie comics.
Wow.
Hmm. Yep. we were there was always like 50s music with horns like blasting in the background anytime something exciting happened. And
Wow.
everybody was driving cars without any tops. You
Wait, like
know,
half naked?
yeah, half naked,
Wow.
like nobody was dressed.
Yeah.
I went to school in a nudist colony. I didn't know if I told you that.
Wait, I
Uh,
went to the same school.
yeah, but things changed quite a bit by the time I got there.
I
Yeah,
love
I'm really on
birds.
top of things. I came prepared with quotes today.
Wow. I hope
Yep.
you came prepared with some questions too.
Yes, I did. I mean, I didn't write any down, but
Shit.
I know what I'm going to ask Andrew. So
I see.
I know Andrew enough to where I feel comfortable enough to be like, hey, Andrew, I don't have any questions for you,
Nice.
and then we'll see what he says. How about that?
Yeah. Should we let people listening know what the hell we're talking about?
Yes, we should, by the way. So, what we are talking about here, well, first of all, how about this?
Yeah.
Welcome to Accelerativ Thrust, the podcast. I'm Dan.
Oh, and I'm Eric.
And today we're going to be talking to Andrew Stuart Cline,
Mm-hmm.
who also goes by Stu Cline. And I'm not sure what his preference is going to be, but we'll find that out here in a little bit. And so Andrew Stuart Cline is a musician from the Quad Cities. I think for the most part, he plays keyboards and does electronics, things like that. He might play something else, but he's been in a number of bands. And looking at the list of bands that he sent us, I'm actually shocked at how many of them I've actually seen.
Oh, that's
And
cool.
I actually had no idea that Andrew was in most of them.
Cool.
Mia, for example, which is that is JT from who now owns the Gems label and is also part of the White Bats, who was in the band Humans. Do you remember Humans?
I love
Eric?
White Bats.
Yeah, White Bats. He's the main. Him and another guy.
Yeah, they're just so great.
They are. They're fantastic. And Miha was the continuation of Humans,
Cool.
which Humans had our friend Noah that we've never had on the show, but maybe we will one day. But
we'll see.
He plays bass in a Seath along Brian, who we have had on the show, Brian Barr.
Yeah. It's almost like we purposely didn't ask Noah to be on.
Yeah, exactly. For some reason. Who knows why it is?
JKing, guys.
JK. Yes, JK Rowling.
I'm just K'ing.
Just Kane. Just K. I like that. Just K. Wow.
Yeah.
I just figured out my rap name. Just K.
It's like a Kafka reference, right?
Isn't
his name K in at least in the trial? Anyway.
Could be. I don't remember. I remember reading the Metamorphosis as an assignment in English class, and gosh, I want to say it was ninth grade or something, but I don't remember much about it other than I remember it being a very interesting, freaky sort of story.
Yeah. I read it more as like an instruction manual of how to not be a bug. Because I had, at one point in my life, had turned into a bug on accident.
And
wow. And then I heard of that book. I was like, wow, this sounds like it could really help me.
So it helped you turn back into a human?
Yes. I mean, as much as I am. Yeah. We are getting off topic again.
Well, yeah, but before we continue to get back on topic, allow me to delve further into the abyss of off-topicness a little bit further.
Okay.
I have been developing wings. Should I be concerned?
I don't know. I
See,
mean,
like-
do you want wings?
Well, it's fun to fly,
Well,
and I'm
then I
learning
just let
to
it
fly.
go.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like that. I listen to that Tom Petty song
Yeah.
whenever I'm learning how to fly.
But you sort of have wings.
I sort of have wings. Yeah. I crashed a few times. Yeah. I forgot about that part.
So you were free falling.
I was free falling. Yes, exactly. Into the great wide open.
Jesus Christ. All right. What
Okay.
what other bands has Stu been in?
He was in Ice Hockey, which was a fantastic hardcore band. I don't remember what he must have. I'm gonna have to talk with him about that because I wonder if he joined later after I saw him or if he was always in it, because I honestly do not remember them ever having a keyboardist unless he plays something else. And I probably didn't know him at that time.
Mm-hmm.
Elliott Bay Towers, I'm not sure what that is. Never heard of them. Ronan, I've heard of. I don't know who that is. Giallos is awesome. They're still around. He must not be in them anymore. And then it also says that he's roadied and teched for Del Rockford, who is a Illinois legend. We're going to have to talk to him about Del Rockford a little bit. He is currently in his own solo project, Glurge, which used to be called Aqua Life, which are both amazing. If anyone has not checked them out, I highly recommend it. And he's also in Mountain Swallower, which is got another great friend of mine, Steve Mall, which I think we've talked about him before. You've never met Steve Mall before, have you, Eric?
I don't think so.
He's the drummer of Mountain Swallower, and he's also the main guy behind Grandfather Confusion, who Andrew listed as his favorite his favorite QC band, which is pretty damn close to mine, if not mine as well.
Yeah, I just listened to it a little bit today in prep for the interview. It's really cool.
Yes.
Real strange.
Yeah, Steve is a very awesome dude. Very musically skilled. We talked about him a little bit on the John Burns episode a while back. And he's going to be dropping an EP soon as well. And so I'm excited for that. But yes, we are here to talk about Glurge and Andrew Stuart Cline. And well,
he's here.
Is he on?
He's knocking at our door.
He is knocking at our door. Well, let's answer that door.
All right.
Did I do it right?
Yeah, I think so.
You can hear me. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, cool. Well, thanks for having me.
Oh, absolutely. Hey, do you prefer to go by Stu or Andrew, or does it make a difference?
Yeah, I like Stu these days.
Okay.
I mean, like they're both like my real name, so it doesn't matter. But like, yeah, everyone just calls me Stu.
Stu is it. So Stu, we met several times. And in fact, I was just telling Eric that I'm looking at the list of bands that you've played in. And to be honest with you, the memory is kind of shot a little bit, but I've seen pretty much every band you've been in except Elliott Bay Towers.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's me and Lucas Burns have our it's like a chaotic theatrical noise project.
That sounds great.
It's more performance art than anything, but it's just fun. We basically just like get tape recorders. Like we have a lot of 4-track tape recorders and then we like, I don't know, the sound is kind of secondary to the concept of whatever we're doing that night. Like we had one show where we were like tied together in chairs, like back to back, like in Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade. And so we're like bound to each other, and we were blindfolded and just like manipulating. We both had this Brian Eno cassette, and we were both running them backwards. So we were like making, like using the same source material, just like it sounds horrible. It's like unlistenable. But like, and we had like a live feed of our show being like projected. It was at Rostock, so it had the projector behind us. So it was being screened on the projector, and then at a certain point we like escaped, and then I grabbed the camera, and it was still like live streaming us at the Rostocks, but we like both sprinted to the bus station. Like 4 blocks away.
Nice.
We're like, all right, hey, we made it. We're really at Bay Towers. Good night. And then, like, no one turned off the tape recorders. So
Wow.
we were just like slowly walking back. And they're like,
That
you're
sounds
still on.
That sounds like an experience, man. I wish I would have caught that. How long ago was that?
Oh gosh, that was 3 or 4. It was at one of those Weird Town.
Oh
Weird
yeah,
Town,
yeah.
right?
Yes, Weird Town.
Yeah, I think 2018 or 19.
Oh, okay. So
yeah, that performance is still archived on our Facebook page. So
I may have to check that out. Yeah, I didn't actually. That sounds amazing. I actually didn't. Looking at the other bands you were in, Stu, like I totally forgot that you were in Mija and ice hockey.
Yeah, those are both. I joined well after those bands had been formed. But yeah, I mean, yeah, I think we played with Disgruntled Noisebox one
I'm sorry
time.
about that.
Oh, that's one of my favorite Quad City, or I don't know, Muscatine doesn't like being lumped in with Quad City sometimes.
Oh, we don't care.
Okay, yeah, I'm considering him one of my favorite, QC bands.
Yeah, it's hilarious because Closet Witch gets it from all angles. Like people literally don't know where they're from.
Yeah,
and
my favorite Iowa City band.
Yeah, my favorite Iowa City band. I guess they got labeled as like a New York band at one time or something by somebody.
I'd be happy to be lumped in with anyone, really.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, one time ice hockey, we were doing a show in Boise, and we like read the flyer, and they were like, Canada band ice hockey. And we were like, how did that happen? And then we like finally pieced it together that we just had been telling people that we're like based out of the QC, and they just assumed
Quebec.
that was Quebec. Yeah,
right. That makes sense.
They're obviously they're hockey aficionados,
right? Yeah, it makes sense. Ice hockey QC, I get it. Wow,
that's freaking awesome.
They were working overtime to make that flyer. Do their research.
Should we like go to their Facebook page at all? No, I got it. It's so obvious.
So then you're currently, of course, in Glurge.
Yeah.
Well, that's pretty much your solo project, just like Aqualife, right?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I am that. I don't like saying it's a band. I like just saying band. Everyone wants to be in a band. No one wants to be in a project.
That's true. It's too long of a word.
Yeah.
Like I mean, seriously, like when people are just like, dude, there's 5 projects playing tonight. Like it just doesn't sound right. You know what I mean? Like, oh, really? Yeah. 5 projects, $5.
Yeah, I mean, it just sounds like I don't know, you're doing a science experiment or something.
Which, I mean, honestly, some of your music sounds like that to me, Stu.
Yeah, you're right.
In a really good way.
Oh, thank you. It's
absolutely.
Like, I do like the Alan Parsons project a lot, though. So.
Yeah.
That's your favorite project.
Top 5 projects.
Top 5 projects. There's a lot of great.
Matthew Broderick.
Never thought he'd meet anyone like Virgil.
You're a good little chimp.
Stu, how did you? What led to the formation, or just the idea, I guess, of? I'm going to say that word again. Project. So like Aqualife, you kind of did that for a few years, and then it switched over to Glurge. Is Glurge basically like a continuation of? Is it pretty much just Aqualife with a name change, or is it heading into a different idea or concepts, or? And what's kind of the history of you as a solo artist, or having this solo band.
Yeah. So yeah. No, project makes more sense, I guess. Yeah, no, Glurge is Aqualife. It's just the same thing. Just I got sick of saying Aqualife
Mhm.
because I don't know. It's I took that name from a song by this Japanese band called P Model, this like new wave band. And I think it looks good on paper, but I just thought I didn't like saying it. And then I noticed I do like saying Glurge.
Yeah,
Yeah, and
that makes sense.
Yeah. It was like, honestly, yeah, it's just the phono aesthetic.
Glurge is a really
Like-
great name.
Glurge, yeah, Glurge. I'm really happy with Glurge. Well, because I had the idea to like switch it to Glurge a few months ago. I'm like, oh, there's probably already a band called Glurge because I've been burnt by that Facebook search.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, coolname.bandcamp.com, and like, bummer. But yeah, no one's ever had a band called Glurge as far as I could tell.
Wow.
That's sweet. Well, you know what? There is another band called Aqualife.
Oh, is there?
I think so, because I looked it up on Spotify, and there was another Aqualife. Now, I don't know. Were you ever on Spotify?
No. Yeah.
Okay. So, yeah, Aqualife came up. It said Aqualife artist.
That's
and
weird.
so there apparently is another Aqualife. So,
Yeah, they don't even have a picture, so I can't even comment on how
yeah, I don't even
they
think
look like assholes.
Wait. So
I'm just against them.
you're against
Fake ass
Aqualife?
Aqualifes. That's what I say.
Yeah, there needs to be like a real one.
Yeah, when I was like, looking up like Aqualife on when I like 7 years ago when I made that page, it was like there's like I think like a Russian bottled water called Aqualife, and there's like a lot of aquariums, like aquarium stores.
I love the fact that Grandfather Confusion is your favorite Quad Cities area band.
Oh yeah, and not just because. Well, I mean, Steve let me play keys in several iterations of that band, which
Sure,
is
sure.
cool. Yeah, because those albums are all great, and he's like doing a reissue. Like a physical reissues of all those albums.
All of
coming up.
his old ones?
Yeah, even the ones from
sweet.
like 12 years ago. So I'm like, yeah, I'm way excited about that because he gave me a burnt copy of the first one, and then I I don't take care of CDs, so I never actually got to listen to it.
Yeah.
I just like tossed it in the back seat, and it got scratched up immediately.
You know, it's funny. The first time that I met Steve, he played some festival that DMB played. I don't know. This is probably 2008, maybe.
Oh, okay.
And he played with Comfort. And, I actually interviewed Steve on the YouTube channel a long time ago, like years ago, before Eric and I started the podcast. And it's funny because the first question I asked him was like, I think I saw you playing bass in Comfort. And he was like, I'm a drummer. I'm like, oh.
You blew it.
Sorry about that.
You blew it.
You blew it.
I mean, he might have he plays instruments.
Yeah, that Grandfather Confusion I just checked out today for the first time. I mean, it looks like I've only had about 12 years to catch up, but it was really cool.
Yeah, No Confusion, that album from 2014. That rips.
It really does.
Nice.
My favorite song of his is Ride With Me, Space Child, off that.
Oh yeah.
What is it, Livid Vivid or something like that? Yeah, there's a whole bunch of stuff out there for sure. Are you from the Quad Cities?
I'm from outside I could, sure. I'm from Oregon, which is like 15 miles south of Moline.
Oh, okay. So,
But I work and socialize in the Quad Cities.
so how did you get involved in the music scene around there?
Well, I went to Blackhawk for like 3 months of community college, and then I dropped out. But like, it was just the right time because Steve and Garen and Ian, both Ians that I know, were going there, and they're like, hey, you should come see my band. And then I was like, okay, and I started going to like these screamo shows. I'm like, I don't know if I'm I'd never listened to that kind of music before.
Right.
I'm like, what's going on? But yeah, no, that's how I started going to shows, and I just been doing that.
Sure.
So,
Well,
how did you get started in music in general?
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I just like had a Casio. I'm sitting next to it actually. Yeah, this Radio Shack concert made
Ooh,
piano.
nice.
Yeah, it's got it's got knobs on it, but
Knobs are cool. I love
like
those
Disco
things.
One, one of those.
Oh, I love Disco
Right, so
One.
the ones-
I really
yeah.
do.
Just like the presets, yeah. But yeah, just like dinking around with that thing, just like teaching myself how to play chords and stuff. And I don't know.
So you're pretty much a self-taught musician?
Yeah, basically. Yeah, I should have been taught by someone better, but
Well,
yeah.
I think that's awesome though, because listening to Glurge and listening to Aqualife, you seem to have like kind of at least an appreciation for things that are out of the ordinary. Because I mean, I would definitely describe that sound that you're getting from those projects sort of out of the ordinary. And maybe the fact that you're self-taught do you think that maybe helped you kind of come up, have an interest in unconventional means of making and listening to music?
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's just I don't respond well to lessons or something.
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
I sucked at school, but yeah, I don't. Yeah, I just because I took drum lesson. I took a few years of drums at West Music, and Terry there got me into like cool like jazz fusion stuff, Weather Report, and that kind of stuff. But yeah, I don't know. Yeah, it's just trying to listen to anything that doesn't just go from the 1 to the 4 and back and forth forever.
Yeah. So Dan and I were talking. He thought that you mostly did keyboards and electronics. Is that accurate, or do you play other things, or what?
Yeah, I mean, I play them. I wouldn't consider myself like a drummer or like a guitarist or anything, but I like play drums and guitars, like
right.
But yeah, cause like it's just fun. I think putting pedals and stuff. Like I can't solo, I can't shred or anything on either of those instruments, but just like enough to make a passable demo or whatever. I think that was the whole idea. It was just to I'll play these songs by myself until I get a band going. And then I just never got the band going.
Yeah.
Well, I thought the guitar work was awesome on the Glurge EP. Yeah, a lot of it. I remember when we did the review. I even compared one of the solos to Snake Finger, and I don't know. I still stand by it. It was some wild ass guitar playing on there.
Well, that's funny. It's funny that you said that because that's the third Snake Finger comparison I've gotten this year.
Yeah, I don't know.
I could definitely
there.
I think that I'm definitely flattered by that. That rules. Yeah, I like that guy rules.
Who are some of your influences that really got you into sort of the sounds that you're making, or just in music in general?
Definitely. Well, so with the first Aqualife album, or I guess the only one, and this This Heat, that British post-punk band from the 80s.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, that probably, I mean, definitely top 5 biggest influence. I don't know. Have you ever listened to Cardiacs?
Yes, the Cardiacs are amazing. Have you ever heard them, Eric?
No, I have not. No.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Where should I start?
I'm not really sure, actually.
This is a music podcast, so let's.
It is. I don't know the names of the albums.
Yeah.
Oh shit! I accidentally clicked on the Cardigans. Oh.
First band on the moon.
Baby, say that you. I don't know. Is that them?
Yes. Say that you love me.
Oh yeah, I kind of like that one.
Yeah,
that one was good. But yeah, no, Cardiac. Start with the Seaside from 1984.
Okay.
That album, he's Tim Smith, the guy who wrote on and sang all those songs. He's just he's dead now, but just one of the most out there compositionally. It's like Zappa mixed with like Magazine or
Yep.
Genesis.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's basically like an even more insane. You remember that No Means No album that we reviewed a while back?
Yep. I do.
It's like a way more. Have you ever heard No Means No, Andrew?
I've heard people call them like the Canadian Cardiacs.
Kind of. I would say Cardiacs are even more insane than No Means No, which is like really hard to do.
Yeah.
You would love them, Eric. You would love the Cardiacs.
I'm in. So are most of your influences then post-punk or no wave?
Yeah, I got into that through just like prog. Like I used to just mainly listen to prog rock, like Yes and King Crimson. King Crimson's another huge one.
I can hear that for sure.
But yeah, and just like when you're like 18 or 19, just like staying up till 4 a.m. listening to prog music on YouTube and just like clicking links and then just like going deeper and deeper, and that's how I found Cardiacs. And then that's where the post-punk, because I never like listened to that kind of music or like really gave much credence to new wave. Magazine, and Todd Rundgren too. He's kind of like, he's not post-punk at all, but yeah, just like weird poppy prog.
Had a couple more questions about the Glurge EP, because this is going to sound weird, but I was really taken by it. Like I really loved it.
Thank you.
I think that the review we gave, I was pretty gushing about it, but that hasn't subsided. Like I still think it's truly amazing. And the funny thing is to hear kind of what you're referencing as influences, those things seem like a little more wild. We can go with wild. So, but with the EP, I compared it to a lot of things that were a lot calmer, like I don't know, Cigarettes After Sex. I don't know if you listen to them.
Yeah. Okay.
Or Cluster, even, which I guess plays into the post-punk elements of it. But it seemed a little more subdued than some of the influences you've mentioned. Is that sort of on purpose, or did it just end up that way because of how it was constructed, or what?
Yeah, it probably was. It was probably both. I was trying to do something like, I don't know, cooler, I guess. Like I mean, like in the bluer, I guess.
Right. Yeah.
It was like that Aqualife thing. It was just the way that we recorded that Aqualife album was like we would get into the studio like once or twice, like every 2 months or something, and it was all on tape, and I didn't really have a chance to like listen back or like whatever you call it, like take notes or like dailies or whatever.
Yeah.
So it was just kind of like essentially like making it up as we went along. I mean, the songs were all, the arrangements could have been a little cooler. I mean, like, but so with this one, it was all just like self-contained. It was just on one cassette that I made the backing tracks within like 2 hours one night at like 2 a.m, which also helped, is that I recorded it mostly in the late hours over the course of a week. They were all based on little loops, so there's not you can't really deviate from that.
Right.
I mean, you could, but I didn't.
Yeah, but that sort of adds like it adds an element of sort of like a meditative element to it, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, no, I totally get that, because I mean, I didn't plan to like make any of these into songs really, because I was just like goofing around with a microphone, like that's how I made all the beats, was I would just kind of go like or whatever, and then something like that, and then just like go better than that, but just build these like chords.
Yeah.
And then I would just like sit and like listen to them, and I would kind of like just like record them for 3.5 minutes, and like, oh yeah, wait, maybe I can make that into a song eventually. It was just like writing around that.
Yeah. So you said it was on cassette. Was it like a 4-track?
Yeah, this like Fostex. I was also just like testing out this Fostex that I got from shopgoodwill.com, because it wasn't it was broken when I got it, but then I tried another power supply and it was like working fine.
Nice.
Yeah, so it's just like making sure that this thing works, and it kind of doesn't, but
Right. But it works for that. Yeah.
yeah.
And so did that sort of add to the, because here's the thing, like with the saying something's lo-fi, a lot of times that can almost have negative connotations. But
yeah,
so I usually try to find other words like washy or fuzzy or things like that. But yeah, do you think that added to that kind of atmosphere, the fact that it's on cassette?
yeah, totally. And this one, I was like very trying not to. I've made sure not to do any more than 4 tracks. I was just trying to fit as much as I could, and like not be tempted with like, oh, I could add some, more vocals digitally later on.
Yeah, right.
During mixing or whatever. I was like, this is what it's gonna be, and just like trying to cram as much as I could. But yeah, I think this is like the first time that I've recorded something on 4-track that I've been like really happy with how it sounded.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's just because I didn't realize that I was supposed to turn the Dolby off for the last like 7 years I've been recording music. So
Wow.
like, yeah, I think I finally got it right.
So that means all the pitch shifted vocals and stuff had to basically happen live, right?
Yeah, really. Yeah, so yeah, it's just like I ran a mic through the high pass filter of an ARP Odyssey,
Mm-hmm.
and then that through like, what did I do? Like I had one of those Pog things, a Nano Pog. I've got those polyphonic octave generators,
Mm-hmm.
and then that through like I was trying to do I didn't want to put chorus on it, but I like took a delay pedal and like just like put it as the lowest it would go to try to do like that artificial double tracking
Oh, sure. Mm-hmm.
that like they do on like Beatles records.
Mm-hmm.
I was like trying to mimic that as much as possible, and then it's just I've got this, what is it called, the TC Electronic Hall of Fame reverb. And I think that's the key to the whole album. It's got this modulated reverb setting on it, and it's that washy that
right.
Like, yeah, that's
nice.
I like that one song. It sounds so much, and I'm like, oh, it can do other stuff, but I'm not gonna let it.
Right. There you go. Yeah. Usually I ask about, especially if someone does electronics, like if they're kind of a soft synth person, like a software person with a controller, or if they actually like the hardware and the gear. I can already kind of tell that you like the hardware and the gear. So
my computer crashed while I was like trying to mix this one.
Oh, nice.
I had to figure out. Yeah, I mastered it on like my dad's like desktop, like desktop PC with like the just like regular computer speakers.
Nice.
So I don't actually know if it sounds good or not.
I think it does. Yeah. I don't know.
I like mixed it off the cassette onto like this like Tascam digital 24-track thing. And then I just like took those 2-track files and like dumped it into Audacity. I really don't know what I'm doing. I should have paid somebody to master it, which I'm gonna definitely do next time. But because I spent like 4 days just like listening back and being like, oh crap, this is too much low end. It's like I was using this like Bluetooth speaker as like, if it sounds good on this, then I'm good, and it didn't for like 4 days.
I mean, yeah. You don't want to get stuck in the weeds on that kind of stuff, though. Like, we all have albums that we adore because the production's awesome, but we have so many albums that we love with production that is beyond questionable. I don't like to say bad, but
Yeah. Well, yeah,
moments where you're like, why did they do that?
Absolutely, yeah. Cardiacs. I mean, I love those compositions so much, but they are like, they sound very dated, and they were using a lot, especially the '80s ones, a lot of drum triggers, and just like very strange, a lot of strange choices on mixing and mastering. Like they're very trebly. But I mean, like I don't care because I don't care if they sound like cool or whatever, because that's obviously not what they were going for.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like the compositions are so cool.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, you find that out when you get older, that a lot of those old like punk records and things like that, you weren't listening to them for the way they sounded necessarily.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I'm not trying to get this stuff played at Taco Bell.
No.
Hey, I do have a question though for you, Andrew. Excuse me, Stu. Sorry, I messed up your name, didn't I?
Oh, they're both my name. It's cool.
You just prefer Stu.
Yeah, well, there's so many, Andrew was such a popular name when I was born. So there are like, 50 Andrews for every Stu. So I'm like, I'm just going to be.
Dude, that is the greatest philosophy.
That's good.
Oh, it's just, my last name's Cline. Everyone just like saying Cline.
Cline.
Yeah, so it's like, I got to find a monosyllabic name that people will enjoy saying as much as.
Wow.
Everybody likes saying Stu, so I'm like
seeing a pattern here. Stu, Glurge. Decisions are made being against other names. I kind of like it.
Right.
For every Aqua Lives, there's one Stu.
There are because there are like 50 Aqua Lives. So you're right.
50 Aqua Lives, there's one Glurge.
We cracked the case.
So, you want to talk a little bit about your relationship with the legendary Del Rockford?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Because you guys probably know all about Del.
I don't. I'll need some info on this.
Well,
I know about Del the Funky Homo Sapien.
Oh,
okay. I don't know. Yeah, I feel it's like one of those things. Like I just assumed everybody, especially just like music people, but like Del Rockford. He was in the '80s, like jangle pop band 10 Drowning Street. Then he came to America and did Walters Incorporated in the '90s, and then he did a solo thing. And then he got bought his contract. He was on what's it called, Cobbler Scope Records, and his manager, what's the dude's name, Rib Cobbler, the president, like they got into an argument, and he just like
that makes me hungry too.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm more hungry for justice because this dude. He's like, I'm pulling all your records. We're deleting them. We're pulling them out of print. We're never pressing them again.
Oh my gosh.
Pulling them out from streaming. You're done. He's like, you're done. And like,
wait, this was in the '80s.
This was in the early 2000s.
Early 2000s.
Oh, wow.
And so I had seen Del Rockford a few times. He performing at Cornerstone 2008. Which I think was the year that Reliant K's piano caught on fire.
Whoa.
I remember. So that.
Yeah. So I've been a fan since I was like 15 or 16. But like he just like his career was ruined for years, and then all of a sudden like I'm like, hey, do you want to do this show? Do you want to do a house show? And I actually got because he lives in Naperville now. So I got like my hero Del Rockford like booked on a show, and now he's because like that's the beauty of DIY. You can't like get your filthy corporate fingers all over. You can't stop Del Rockford from just like going into a basement and playing his songs.
Right. Totally.
Sure.
Yeah, you mean ASCAP and BMI, they've got their tentacles all over the place, but the DIY. So Del's doing the DIY thing now. He's been able to play his songs, and like slowly we're actually being able to buy back some of the rights to his music.
Wow.
And like trying to get a catalog together. So I've been doing that and like doing road crew for him. Me and Alex Walters have been doing that. No
Doesn't
relation.
He have a manager by the name of Jerry Ass also?
Yeah, Jerry Ass is manager and producer for a long time. Yeah, they were in Walters Incorporated when they did that song, The Month of Walters Halloween.
Oh, yes, yes.
Yeah, so like that's like one of his biggest hits. But yeah, Jerry S. Yeah, one of my keyboard influences for sure.
Okay.
Just the way
So,
he like uses synthesizers.
sure.
Wow.
Yeah,
I'm gonna have to
And so,
check
like,
out this legendary Del Rockford sometime.
Yeah, it looks
Yeah,
like
I
there's a
mean,
couple things on Bandcamp.
Yeah, good luck, because like we've been able to sneak those onto Bandcamp
Uh,
without Cobbler Scope Records because that's still around, and they're still trying to put them down any way they can.
Well, maybe we should edit that out since the reach of our podcast is vast.
yes.
We don't want to ruin anything.
Nah, you know what? But this is my message to Rib Cobbler if he's listening. Game on, man. Game on.
Also,
it
tell
on.
him that it makes Dan hungry listening to his name.
Yeah. Dude.
Can you just tell him that right now?
Yeah,
Stu?
yeah. Hey, Rib, you're making Dan hungry.
Yeah. All right.
One thing you don't want to do is make Dan hungry.
I do think that he'll listen then for sure.
Yeah.
I'm trying to help you, Stu. Like,
Yeah, just don't tag him in this.
okay.
Just like my small favorite ad.
I was thinking about it. Damn. All right.
Like, if you think about it, a rib cobbler would be like a pot pie.
Yeah, you're right.
Wow.
It's not a sweet treat. It's a savory dish.
It's a savory, yeah, savory. Well, it could be. Can it be a treat if it's savory also?
I think so.
You're right. Yeah.
I don't know.
I'll concede to that.
Have you given up, Eric?
On what? No, I'm just taking it all in.
You're okay.
I'm just thinking about I'm thinking about if you made a pie with rib meat and a sweet barbecue sauce. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. It sounds kind of good.
It does, doesn't it?
Sounds almost like a treat.
It does. It sounds like a big treat because there's like these meat pies, like they exist.
Yeah.
And
oh my gosh,
they serve them at restaurants and stuff, like huge neon signs with dripping meat. And anyway, let's go on.
The sign just says meat pie inside,
dripping
nasty
meat. Yeah,
all right.
blinking.
Jesus.
So, are you going to? Do you ever have any plans on making Glurge into a live incarnation at any point?
Oh yeah, plans are in the works or whatever the thing. The normal way to say that sentence would be. Arrangements are being prepared.
Mm-hmm. Can you reveal any of those arrangements, or is it all a big secret?
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I'm saying, the conversations have been had.
Yeah.
Nothing material has come yet, but I don't want to.
Thinking about it, kind of.
Yeah, exactly. There's a lot of talk and interest. And I feel like the moment that I get too specific, that's when it crumbles. So I'm trying to like, oh yeah, I got these guys specifically. We'll do one practice and then it'll fizzle out immediately.
Sure. Well, I know that when I saw you with Aqualife or as Aqualife, you were just at least when I saw you, it was just you, if I'm not mistaken, because that was at that New Year's Eve show a while back.
That's right.
The one where Closet Witch did a surprise set after the Condor Jaybird versus Mountain Swallower set, which was a really fun night. Yeah, it was really fun. A lot of crazy shit happened that night too. But anyway, it was just you. Was that always how you performed with Aqualife? Was just you, or did you ever have a full band with Aqualife?
I did one show with Steve. On drums, Steve from Grandfather Confusion. And we only had 4 practices a week before the show. And I was doing this one song that's just jumping around from 11/8 to just crazy time signatures and just this weird punk thing. that I don't know why I thought like this will be the one that I'll show Steve first,
Yeah.
or like anybody. Like I was the one who messed it up when we did it live, but yeah, he just like nailed it, just like within like 4 days of this show, and yeah, but that's the only time I ever played with the band. I always like had in the back of my mind, all right, I'll get this guy and this guy gets, you know, but yeah, things don't always happen.
Sure. Yeah. And that's always going to happen. Things aren't always going to happen. It's always going to happen.
Yeah, that's the only thing
Things
that
aren't-
always happens.
Yeah, exactly. Some things just
aren't
don't
happening
happen.
all the time.
Things aren't happening all the time. There we go. That's the best way to put that. Do you think you'll ever perform live? I guess I'm kind of, you already kind of specified that you're not really sure like what's going to happen with Glurge, but do you think you'll ever maybe sometimes just do Glurge as just like a one-man act live also, or do you think are you really, is this really something you're trying to pursue as a full band eventually?
Yeah, I definitely want to do it as a band. I really, yeah, I only would ever do those solo Aqualife shows just out of necessity.
Sure.
Because, like, yeah, I mean, like, I don't want to, I never intended to be like a loop project because, like, the stuff that I haven't released yet, it's like just, it's not possible to do it with a loop pedal. It's like, because I mean, like, you know, yeah, as like Cardiacs and Todd Rundgren influence, like it's just constantly shifting, and I think it's just also the problem is like, yeah, having some like trying to like force 3 or 4 other people to like learn these insane songs.
Yeah,
they're because like they're it's I think it's just like. Yeah, I don't want to like inflict that on anybody.
Sure.
The mental torture of having to learn these.
Yeah.
But yeah. So, but I think like I think I could definitely do these like this Glurge EP. I could probably do these songs live.
Sure.
It's just the matter. Yeah, I just want to. Yeah, I would love to have a band with people.
Do you think it's less stressful, like? Joining an already established band like you said you did with like ice hockey and now with Mountain Swallower versus creating something like of your own, like like from scratch? Like do you have like a preference of like, or is it just 2 different things that you just like doing but in different ways, or are they kind of similar approaches to you?
Yeah, it's absolutely easier to join an existing band. I don't think I've actually had like a band that I've started with. It's like hey, let's get together and write some songs. It's always been like these are my songs, or someone else's songs, and I'm learning them, and I really appreciate that because it's like because I like having that sort of direction and like having somebody with like very clear defined specific things for me to do instead of like play something over this, no, not that,
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
So, yeah, I like playing other people's music.
Cool.
So do you have as far as Glurge goes, was the EP like something that you felt like you needed to get out, or is it sort of a preface to a full length, or do you have plans of how it will continue, or what?
Yeah, so I was actually doing demos earlier today for I'm recording, or I'm working on writing a full length that I hope will be out next year.
Cool.
More I'm trying to do more of like a jazz thing.
Cool.
Jazz punk prog. Yeah.
Are you going to use the
fun.
same recording and sort of construction techniques, or will these be? Yeah.
I'm going to figure out how to use a computer for this one.
Cool.
I'm trying. Yeah, it'd be cool because I did the first one. Yeah, the first one was on on two-inch tape. The EP is on cassette. So yeah, might just try a new format every
There you go.
album.
VHS.
Yeah.
Don't count it out. That's some nice tape right there, you know?
I actually had planned to release the Glurge EP on VHS. So
Nice.
Really?
yeah.
You know, Jeff Carl, I believe, did a Croatians release, like a very limited Croatians release on VHS.
Yeah, I wish I had gotten one of those. I don't know why I didn't.
I do too. I'm his friend and I didn't get one.
I'm his friend and I didn't get one. Too.
I'm not his friend, and actually, I did get one.
Oh, Eric, come on. You're his friend too. You're his friend too. You know that if he would have had it, he would have given you one too. You know what?
What?
This is a message to Jeff Carl. Give us one.
Yeah, Jeff, come on.
And I might not be as close to you as these guys, but I want one too.
Yeah, give all three of us one. You know what? When I get done recording this, I'm going to call him. I've got his cell phone. And I'm just going to be like, hey, why didn't you give me one? And he'll be like, what? And I'll be like, you know what you're talking about, what you left.
And also, why don't you want to be friends with Eric? You should ask him that.
Yeah, I should. I should ask him why you don't want to be friends with Eric. And he'll be like, Eric.
He's nice.
Whitaker, don't pretend like you don't know. Oh, jeez.
Wow.
This really makes me angry.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jeff is somebody who's got really, really interesting, very specific tastes in a lot of things. And it's very it's awesome the way that he applies those to, his own thing. It's also very awesome how you do that also, Stu.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
To Glurge. And you too, Eric.
Oh, wow.
You too. Yeah, I'm going to
Wait, are you saying you too? I agree with that. You too.
No, I'm talking about REM.
Absolutely redefined the use of delay.
U2 does this a lot, like.
Also, U2 redefined ways to release the album by forcing people to have it on their computer.
Yeah, that's true.
They forced a VHS release into everybody's house.
Yes. Yeah, VHS release. they just mail out VHS copies of their new album.
Wow.
I actually wanted to do that with a car. Could you imagine forcing somebody to have a built-in album in a new car? And the only way that you could buy the new album is if you buy the car. And that's the only way you can listen to it also.
Wow.
Yeah. I thought about doing that. I thought about releasing one of my albums as a car. That would be the greatest format. Difficult to carry those and set up a merch table for those though. Could you imagine? It's like a car show. Oh man.
Well, they had that Volkswagen. I don't know. They had that Volkswagen promotion 15 years ago where it was you buy this Beetle, you get a guitar.
What? I don't remember that.
Is that guitar super rare and valuable now?
Yeah, it was a first act guitar.
Oh shit! Actually, I love that first act VW guitar.
That's awesome.
They had John Mayer in the commercials, and he's playing it in through the aux port on the dance.
That's awesome. When was that? How long ago was that?
Oh, that was 2008 or 9.
Oh wow, there were a lot of strange things happening then.
Yeah. Wow.
Mm-hmm.
I know they use amplifiers in their stereo systems, but I didn't realize they were tube amplifiers.
You have to change your tubes in your car.
Your tube washer fluid's out.
I think it would be funny if somebody drives that into Guitar Center. Yeah, I need my tubes changed.
Yeah, you get your take it to your mechanic. I need these rebiased. We don't do that here.
It'd be funny if your mechanic is need to go to Guitar Center for that.
But leave the guitar. We'll change the oil.
Yeah, taking your Volkswagen guitar to the mechanic. Like it
Yeah.
just be tuned.
Oh,
It comes. I thought it was part of the car.
this is ridiculous.
Oh,
Dude, you got to take that to a Volkswagen dealership.
oh my gosh.
We lied about the diesel usage in my guitar.
We could keep going for hours about this. It's fantastic.
We could.
We could. Okay, so Stu, I would like to thank you for coming on this show.
Oh yeah, definitely. Thank you for having me. This was a lot of fun.
Well, I'd love to have you back sometime or see you at a show or something because I really want to talk about synthesizers, which I don't think we got into. So, some other time.
Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah, anytime.
Nice. Synth time.
Yeah. So, thanks for listening, everybody.
Yeah.
And check out Glurge. Stu, do you have any last words? Would you like to tell everybody where they can find your stuff at?
Oh yeah, at my house or at glurge.bandcamp.com or facebook.com/glurge.
Yes. And also
GLURGE.
Yeah.
GLURGE. And also go back and check out Aqua Life while you're at it. That's all on Bandcamp. And check out Mountain Swallower and all the other bands that we mentioned. Grandfather Confusion and Ice Hockey. Didn't they just released like their album or something on vinyl, like a reissue or something recently?
Yeah, it got finally pressed on vinyl on Larry Records. And I didn't get one, so it probably sounds good, I'd imagine.
Yeah.
But
my takeaway is give your friends copies of your stuff that you put out.
Yes.
Right? We all want copies.
Yeah, Jeff.
Yeah.
Give me my album back.
Jeff.
You talk to Larry, Jeff.
Well, as usual, you can contact us on Facebook and Instagram.
Wow. I guess that's it. All right.
That's it. Have a good day, night, or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Absolutely.
All
right.
Bye, y'all.
See you later. Have a good one, Eric.
Everyone wants to be in a band. No one wants to be in a project.